Who designed the Fender headstock that's so distinctive, so different?
From. And so there was a band visiting this country, and all Croatian, and the entire band, all of their instruments, every single one of their instruments, had this style of head, largely this style of head. Of course, we designed ours, sort of a composite and modification of the whole group, to fit our need. But about that time, in maybe 1952 or so, my wife and I had taken a trip to, we wanted to have a ride on one of the streamliners before they abandoned all of the trains that were so nice at that time. And so we took a train trip to Chicago and Detroit and New York, Washington, D.C. And while we were in New York, we visited the American Museum of Natural History. And I don't know if you've been there or not, but it's on the east side of Central Park.
Yes, I have. Sure.
And so you get off the subway,
Yeah.
and you go through the basement, and of course they have all of their displays in the basement. I don't know how many floors in the building anymore, but so on the far side from the entrance in the basement, they had a display of old African relics. And there we found an instrument that I don't know how many thousand years old it would be, and darned if it didn't have a head like the Croatian also.
Now, when you say that, you mean essentially with all the pegs on one side?
All on one side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and if you look in some of the old catalogs,
Mm-hmm.
now we used to have the old Clusen machine head catalog,
Mm-hmm.
and they made a lot of pegs for all one-sided instruments,
Mm-hmm.
all bass side,
Mm-hmm.
string post, keys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something, I don't know, maybe that concept is 1,000 years old, I don't know. So all I did was design our head as a sort of a composite of what had gone before.
And the function of it is that you can reach all of the keys on one
Well,
side.
I like it better because you turn this one and this one, they all tighten her free on with the same action, you see. But you put one on the other side, and then a lot of times you loosen it when you mean to tighten it.
Yes, right.
But that wasn't the main reason I did that, though. The main reason I did it was because it allowed me to pull all the strings in a straight line to the peg. They go right straight over the nut and right straight to the peg. And otherwise, if you have a hard time trying to put keys on both sides of the head and pull all the strings in a straight line. As a matter of fact, when you get down to the third and fourth string, where you have the two pegs almost touching, you see, and you can't design a head like that. So you have to fan the strings, and I didn't want to fan the strings. I wanted to pull them all straight to the peg, and so I had to put all the pegs on one side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was the reason for it.
Mm-hmm.